Well, hello everybody. I hope you're all doing well today. Yeah, we got hit with like a foot of snow. Unbelievable. I thought it was over. I mean, it was spring the other day, but you never know about the month of March, right? Today we're going to make some Belgium waffles because I want my batter to sit for a while so it can double and rise, because I'm making this with a yeast. And for yeast, I'm not using the instant. I'm just using Fleshman's active dry yeast, and you want to use a couple packages of that, which is a 1/4 ounce in each package, which is like 2 1/4 teaspoons. And then I've got a big container I also stock up on. Okay, so you're going to take a 1/2 cup of milk. And I'm making quite a few waffles. In this recipe you can just cut in half if you'd like. Okay, you want to warm up your milk. You want it just lukewarm. I stick the tip of my finger in it. If it's nice and warm, then it's good to go. Because if it's too hot, it'll kill the yeast. And if it's not hot enough, it's not going to activate. Okay? So altogether, 2 packages, I have 4 1/2 teaspoons of the yeast. Okay? We'll sprinkle that in. Give it a stir. We're going to let it proof for like 10 minutes. Okay? Till it gets nice and foamy at the top. And I'm going to add in a cup of sugar and 3 teaspoons of kosher salt. And then we're going to let it just bloom for 10 minutes. Okay? I'm going to leave it right alone. Alright, you see what time it is? But you can also tell by looking at it. Okay, so that's that. And now, you're going to need a total of 6 eggs. And you want to separate your eggs. You want 6 egg yolks and you want 6 egg whites, because the egg whites we're going to beat up with a hand mixer till we get nice soft peaks. Okay, and we're going to fold that into our batter afterwards. Okay, so in this bowl you want to take your 6 egg yolks, dump it into a good sized bowl, and give that a good whisk. And then I'm going to add in 3 sticks of melted butter, 4 teaspoons of vanilla extract. This is very easy. It's not like your traditional square or round skinny waffles. These are Belgian waffles. They're nice and thick. The batter's really thick. It makes great big huge air pockets, which makes it nice because it can hold in more syrup, butter, and everything. And they're crispy on the outside and they're very light and fluffy in the inside. Okay, you're going to need 8 cups of flour. Like I said, for the amounts in this recipe, I'm telling you, you can always cut it in half or 1/4. Okay, 8 cups of flour. And then you're going to need 5 1/2 cups of milk. You can use whatever you want for milk. I used 1 3/4 cups of milk, and I used, believe it or not, 1 1/2 cups of buttermilk, and 2 1/4 cups of 1/2 and 1/2, which made a total of 5 1/2 cups of the milk. Okay, so that's all mixed in well. Now, like I said, I'm going to use this to beat up my egg whites so nice soft peaks form. And I'm going to use the hand mixer just to mix everything in afterwards, I think. We're going to alternate the milk and the flour at the end when we start putting it in. A little flour, and we'll add a little milk, then some more flour, some more milk. It just makes it easier to mix that way. But it doesn't take long for the egg whites to get to where you need them. And once the batter's made, you're going to gently fold in the egg whites nice and gently. That's going to help make it nice and light and airy. And then when everything's all made and the whites are folded into the batter, we're going to let it sit till it doubles in size. It's going to take a good hour. And of course, you know, with waffles, You can have whatever you want on it. Butter, your syrup. Some people like it with just powdered confectionery sugar on it. A lot of people like it with different fruits. Like I got one granddaughter, she likes strawberries and blueberries in hers. Some of them want only blueberries. And I got one that wants chocolate chips in it. Then another one wants peanut butter chips in it. So I'm making a variety. And then of course you can put whipped cream on it and fruit at the top. Okay, it's almost there. I usually do this last, but since I'm waiting for the yeast to proof and do its thing, just getting this one other step done. We haven't had waffles in a while, and I thought, well, you know what? It'll make a good dinner for a change. We'll have that, and have sausage or bacon. We're going to have bacon. And I thought I'd do up scrambled eggs for a change. And maybe some home fries. Okay, it's just about there. And when you think you're there, you just lift your beaters out, and you'll see the peak. I'll show you an example. Like, see? You think that's there, but it's not quite. It's got to go just a little bit more. It's almost there. Like I said, whatever you want to make a total of 5½ cups of milk. Milk and half. You can even use heavy cream, which will even make it even richer. Alright, we're just about there. Okay, see how it's holding its soft peaks? Just like that. And that's what that looks like. Okay, now we'll set this over to the side and I'll get out the stand mixer, and then in a few more minutes the yeast will be ready and we can finish mixing everything together. Okay, the yeast has proofed. I'm going to throw in the melted butter, egg yolks, vanilla extract. Okay, and let's mix that all up. Now let's take our milk. And our flour. We're going to start adding in a little flour. Just get something so it's easier to pour. All right, a little milk. More flour. Just keep alternating between the flour and milk. I should have any waffles left over, the batter, I'll just cook them up and let them cool, and then I'll put them in freezer bags and freeze them. And then when the grandkids feel like having a waffle for breakfast, we'll be good to go. I just want to clean that up good. I do tend to make a mess here and there. Waffles in a while, so I thought that would be good. Without making a mess, I'll lower that. It's going all over the place. And then I used to have a beautiful red waffle maker, but I got this one here, okay? It's got the plate on the bottom, which catches, if you overfill the waffle machine, the batter will run down onto that bottom plate. What to do is you spray it. After you want to heat it up, make sure it's heated up really good. Then you're going to spray it. You're going to put your batter in, okay? As you see, it's got the power button and a ready light, if you want light to dark. And then once you got your batter in, you're going to turn it and flip it. And then it's got a green button up here that'll light up when it's ready. Okay? You want to make sure you get your waffle fire nice and hot. Alright, I'm ready for the rest of the flour. Another mess. Okay. Okay, the batter's almost there. And then we're going to take our egg whites. We're going to gently fold them in. Okay. My hands right off. Now let's get a spatula. Make sure everything's mixed real well. The sides and the bottom. Okay. And that's what the batter looks like. Now we're going to put our whites in. We're going to fold them in nice and gently. Now that just plopped right out. Okay. I'm going to just gently fold that in. These are so soft, light and fluffy inside and crispy on the outside. And just keep gently working it in. It's okay if you have a few little white streaks in it here and there. Won't hurt nothing. And then I've got, like I said, peanut butter chips, another one chocolate chips, strawberries. I'm going to put on the top, but I got some that I got cut up. So I'm going to put in one of these wild blueberries from Maine and powdered sugar, and then I'm going to have melted butter and some warmed up syrup. Okay, and then when you get it all folded in good, you want to cover it and then just let it set. And I'm probably going to dump all this into that big bowl because it's going to double. And it's certainly not going to double in this. This is about 3/4 full. So, all right, just about there. And that's all there is to making the Belgian waffles. But very important, make sure that waffle iron, whatever kind you're using, you got it nice and hot. And I always spray mine so it doesn't stick, okay? All right. That looks good. All right. Now, like I said, I'm going to dump it in the bigger bowl and then we'll let it sit for at least an hour and go to the next step. Okay, my waffle machine's all heated up. Gonna spray it. And as you can see, let me close that down for a second so you can see. And you can see how much this doubled. Okay? And then we're gonna use, probably just a little over 3/4 of a cup. Okay, that looks good. You just close it down and turn it. Okay, when this light turns green, I'll let you know when it's ready. Of course, on the other side, you can set it to between light to dark, whatever your preference may be. And just a little bit over 3/4 of a cup. I actually used almost a cup, and as you can see, the cup is too much because there's a little bit coming out onto the bottom plate. All right, so not quite a cup, be too full. All right, and it doesn't take long at all, and you can put whatever you want into it, into the batter, which, speaking of that, I'm getting ready to do one. With some chocolate chips, because that's what they wanted. So I'm just putting enough to make the one waffle in a bowl, and then I'm going to add some chocolate chips to it, and then I'm going to stir that up, and then it'll be all set to go for the next batter. You can make whatever kind you want, okay? Or if you don't want to put anything in it, then you can always just put up whatever you want on top. All right, that's for a chocolate chip one. That one's all set to go. It'll be easier if I scrape it out onto that with a spatula. Okay, and then you can put whipped cream on it afterwards with the fruit if you want. I'm going to do up some with strawberry and blueberry and some with just blueberries. I'm going to make a peanut butter chip one. And we got powdered sugar and the butter and the syrup. Okay. I'll have some scrambled eggs with it. And some bacon. So I can make up quite a few waffles. And I'm just using this one little burner here on the counter. That way I keep the waffles going right at one after another. And to keep it hot, just preheat your oven and put on a wire rack onto a baking sheet and just set it on that, and then just put them in the oven, and that'll keep them from getting That'll keep them warm, and that'll keep them still nice and crisp because you don't want them to get soggy. Okay? And then when my bacon's cooked, I'll just throw the scrambled eggs right in the same pan. Nice, quick, and easy. I like to check every so often till I see where you want to put your setting. And that looks good to me. Okay. Now we'll just take it out. And there you have it. Okay? Can you see that? See how nice, and look at all them nice big holes that holds your butter and your syrup and everything. That's why they're called Belgian waffles, because you have the deeper packets and stuff in it. Hold all that extra good filling. Okay, well, I'm going to continue on and keep baking a ton of them, and a lot of different kinds. You all take care, stay safe, have a good night. God bless. Bye-bye.